As has seemingly been tradition since 2016, SEGA recently announced that they'll be hosting a Sonic the Hedgehog panel at South by Southwest, held in Austin, Texas. On top of having some key members of Sonic Team attending the panel, Takashi Iizuka, Aaron Webber, SEGA has stated that they plan to show what we can expect from Sonic the Hedgehog in the near future. So far, there have been no guarantees, let alone hints as to what they'll be showing off. It could be a game, a new line of merchandise, or, if we really want to get wild, news regarding the theatrical movie, slated to come out next year. It's speculated that they'll give us more news on the IDW comics as they're set to come out in April, but I feel like a panel dedicated solely to the comics would be a bit underwhelming. By the time this video goes up, South by Southwest will only be about a month away, so we do have some time to wonder what it is that SEGA will show off. And that brings us here. Just a heads up, the following thoughts are simply my own observations. I'm not really claiming that X or Y will or will not be shown off. These are more educated guesses above all else. I'll start with my own realistic expectations then. We'll have a little fun and go outside the box. Also, I want to know what you guys think. What do you think will be shown off? What do you think they'll be talking about? Let me know, because I'd love to have a discussion about it. With that said, let's begin. For starters, I expect Sonic Team to take a sort of break this year. With the rousing success of Sonic Mania and even the mixed reception to Sonic Forces, SEGA still put out 2 big, main series titles last year, which is no small feat. Sonic Team not only put in a lot of effort developing these games, but marketing them as well. It'd only make sense for Sonic Team to sort of take a break this year and cool off as to prevent a potential, for lack of a better term, burnout. Of course, that's not to say that they aren't working on their next big title, but they're probably going to want to wait till they can show off more footage and actually have a proof of concept before, revealing it or talking about it. On one hand, I could see Christian Whitehead and his team of merry men being brought on to have more of a permanent position at SEGA. Maybe they'll continue to support Sonic Mania, especially if this Project Plus rumor is anything to go by, or by working on other new titles altogether. Making a new 2D Sonic is more cost-effective than a big-budget 3D title, and I can imagine that Whitehead and the others have plenty of other ideas for sequels or spin-offs. As for Sonic Team, well, that's a good question. Some have said that they'll continue to support Forces with more DLCs such as more playable characters, avatar items, and so on, which would only make sense. By the way, hey Sonic Team, can we, get a Silver as a playable character? Thanks. Other than that, besides the next big title, I have no idea as to what Sonic Team will show off, if anything. Considering the direction that they've been taking for the past few years, they'll to some capacity continue to support their mobile brand. And there always is a chance that another outsourced team could be working on a spin-off game. By the way, RIP, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing 3. Besides the topic of games, they are probably going to mention the IDW comics, at least to some extent. And while this next part may be a bit of wishful thinking on my part, Tomy has also kicked their modern Sonic toy line into full force. For those who don't know, Tomy originally only made Sonic Boom toys, but more recently have been making products for the main series of games. Information regarding these new toys could also be briefly mentioned, seeing as Tomy's newest catalog shows a plethora of cool Sonic stuff. Look at some of this stuff. A classic Super Sonic plush, one that we haven't seen in over 20 years, a 12-inch Dark Chow plush. That's news in and of itself. Wait, what was this video about again? Oh yeah, at the end of the day, only time can tell what it is that will be shown off at this panel. So let's hope for the best. As for what I'd personally want to see, well, you see. It's honestly hard to answer the question of what I would like to see from Sonic since there's so much that I want. For the sake of this video, and to make sure I don't go off and make this a 30-minute video, I'll only be discussing my more realistic wishes. While it probably won't be coming for at least some time, I could see a sort of resurgence in the adventure era. With the increase in merchandise and almost branding of the Sonic Adventure titles, such as the vinyl records that were recently released, or the Sonic Adventure music experience, hey, I went to that, Sega and Sonic Team are more than aware that a community or market for this style of game exists. It's no secret that Sega has become notorious for using nostalgia to tickle our funny bone, mainly for the classic era, so I could see them doing something similar for the Adventure era. A common observation is that a lot of Sonic Team's regular staff members were seemingly absent from the development of Forces. This is obviously just a theory, but what if the Sonic Team regulars are working on a Sonic Adventure 1 or even 2 remake while the Forces boys put out something to keep us at bay? Like I said, it's tinfoil hat levels of conspiracy theory, but stranger things have happened. Sonic Team doesn't have one team that works on only one game at a time. They have separate teams working on differently sized projects. It makes sense for the A team, so to speak, to work on something like a remake, something that this franchise has never seen, while B or C team members work on games like Forces. Some rumors are also circulating around the web saying that a Sonic Sonic Heroes Remake is in the works. The leak originated from a 4chan thread, so make of that what you will. There's also always the possibility that a spin-off game could be in the works, if not by Sonic Team, then by another company. Maybe a new Riders or something like a full-blown Sonic fighting game. Sega, please do that. I would buy like 20 copies of that. I can dream. It really is a mystery as to what Sega plans to show off at these panels, and the fact that they're happening at all is strangely reassuring. With the high turnout rate and the positive reception of previous years, events like these show that Sonic the Hedgehog still matters. Regardless of what's shown off, let's just hope that Sonic the Hedgehog continues to have a bright future to 2018 and beyond.